in the hand of these two global organizations in helping the criminal government across Africa to further impoverish their own citizens, putting them in perpetuity of indebtedness, poverty. Come on. A lot of people were advising these African criminal leaders, stop taking economic advice from IMF and World Bank. The idea of Africans to go and devalue their money for peanuts called loans, when their resources are given to them in exchange for these paltry sums called loans, with FT, horrible conditions that will put generations into perpetual poverty. But if Numbu has no legitimacy, there is no real investor who wants to sit down with a drug dealer and a Boko Haram sympathizer. Because you remember, the terrorists that bombed Madala on the Christmas Day bombing of 2010, I remember, I think. Kabiru Shokoto, when he was declared wanted for escaping from the police custody, guess where he was? Inside the government house, Governor's Lodge, Borno State Governor's Lodge in Abuja. And who was the governor at the time? The man that organized the kidnapping of school children, Chibok girls. And he is your current vice president. And if Kolu dies, it will become your president. Who is going to take their real money to such places? To such place? Why would I want to take my legit money to a place where it's actually like criminals' den? I can't loan them money if it's going to bring me a very good return, especially if they don't care to pay me that much. And that is why the only people who are interested in coming to do anything with Nigeria are those who are coming to borrow you money. And on that front, he's done very well for himself. They have managed to convince some people in America and around the world to give them $7 billion. And they have issued them treasury bond. Federal bond. That will pay you the money back in a year time with 18% interest. All over the world, even the United States of America, the one they believe is more, if you buy the United States of America's bond, they believe it's one of the most profitable. Excuse me. They are the most profitable and they give you the interest of 4%. 4%. Nigeria is promising those who give them just free hot cash. But the money is gone. They've spent the money. So maybe they will just have to go into the Nigerian Foreign Reserve when those people come back for their money, where they are expecting 18% of their investment. So this money wasn't invested in anything in Nigeria. They used it to defend the Naira. They gave the money to themselves. And then, yeah, I was talking about some steps you have to kind of make to show that whatever economic problems that Nigeria is facing, right? There are temporary measure, medium measure, and a long-term measure. Mid-term, long-term, short-term, mid-term, long-term measure. Security, there's nothing that will happen to Nigeria Naira genuinely, except all this artificial stuff, right? There is nothing, nothing to happen to Nigeria Naira as long as the terrorism industry in Nigeria is still flourishing. Alabama is getting some security money for bandits. I told you, go on TikTok, you will see a lot of bandits. They're living the normal life like some of you, even better one, compared to what they are flexing with. Can you flex with the supposed your victim like these guys? Only in Nigeria. Now, we now hear that some of the expatriates in Nigeria, when you call them expatriates, okay, Lebanese and the rest of them, right, like that, working or operating in Nigeria, as they were usually paying money to the Nigerian police to give them special protection and all that. Well, the bandits, as officially as representative of the terror in Nigeria. They are collecting their own supposed protection money or else. Oma kidnap, we expatriate in you. Take a look at this one. That is very real. Okay. If the man doesn't pay us security money, we'll just take him away. That's what they're saying. And that is Nigeria. The rest of the world is saying that. There is no way you can tell the world that Nigeria or Tinubu's reform is working in the face of insecurity. Insecurity that has already enveloped. And I mean, Nigeria has places in northern Nigeria where they call ungoverned areas. Ungoverned. That means government is no longer there and they will never be there. They've considered the entire place to the bandits, as they call them, but they are terrorists. But Tinubu's policies are working, right? On the other side, I picked this up yesterday, and they said it is the confession of the Yoruba nation agitators that invaded Oyo State House of Assembly. Now, this is actually interesting, okay? It is in Yoruba, and I need somebody to help me sort of do your best, okay? Type it in the comment section, the little interpretation you can give to it, okay? Baba, this is what they told them would happen when they declared Democratic Republic of the Yorubas dry. Yara dry. This is what their supposed president told them. As of me, this is not an opolo, and I will believe you. Tell me this is not a mental problem. Okay? And I will believe you. Until then, take a look at this. Òmìnira Yorùbá 2022. Àti ṣe simulation ìyẹn tí lọ bí year 2022 la ṣe simulation. Okay. Ṣùgbọ́n tá a ṣe sáà yẹn tán. So wọ́n náà ti bá gbé wọ United Nations. Ṣùgbọ́n yẹn dúró fún referendum. So àwọn ti process yẹn lọ. Àwa ò sí ń bẹ̀, àwa ò mọ àdẹ̀rẹ́ra wa rí. Orí WhatsApp láti máa ń ṣe meeting Ìgbòrà ládùúgbò mi. Okay, ṣé ibẹ̀ ni níbo lẹ ti máa ń ṣe meeting Ìgbòrà? Anyway láti máa ṣe gbà náà lè ṣe ní ọ̀dọ̀ mi. Okay. Báwo lẹ ṣe wá gba gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tẹ́ lò? Ṣé ẹ̀yin náà wà lára àwọn tó gbé wọn? Ẹ̀mi gbé wọn torí mi ò mọ̀ yín. Kí ló wá sá fún táwọn ọlọ́pàá fi ń lé yín tó fi di pé wọ́n ń yìn níbọn lẹ́sẹ̀? Ìgbà tí a wà lẹ́nu. Wọ́n sọ pé inú igbó kan ni wọ́n ti rí yín. Inú igbó náà ti lọ báyìí mi. Èmi àti ẹnìkan bẹ̀yìn. Ìgbà tí a wà lẹ́nu ibẹ̀ yẹn, a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí gbọ́rọ̀ ìbọn láti sàlẹ̀ láti ìlú géètì lọ́hùn. Irú ìbọn yẹn pọ̀ gan. Láti gbọ́rọ̀ ìbọn. Ṣàtàwọn ọlọ́pàá tó wà níbi náà tí ìbọn bá wa ṣe. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ní ká máa sá lọ. Wọ́n ní ká dúró pé wọn ò lè ṣe wá nìkan kan pé ó ti wà ní under òfin pé kámẹ́rà wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó wà lọ́ndà òfin kan táwọn ṣe ó wà ní under òfin. So ká dúró. So ìgbà tí dídúró yẹn láti pé ìbọn yẹn ó ń le láfi ń sá lọ.
Nǹkan tó sọ fún mi ni pé ìgbà tí mo parí school tí mo dé wà nílé, so mo ní nǹkan tí mo lè ṣe. Àwọn aṣááyìn mo wá ní mo fẹ́ lọ gba form Air Force, so mo dẹ̀ ti lọ gbà kí n máa sign sí àwọn ibi tí information yẹn tó need ni. So mo wá fi hàn wá ní àhí pé èyí tí mo ní láti ṣe léyìí pé sí Yorùbá nation wà tó dẹ̀ yẹ pé nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe fún wa for future purpose ni, so mo ní láti fìyẹn lẹ̀ kí n dẹ̀ join. So wọn promise wa lẹ́ni tí nǹkan tó kàn sọ ni wípé ẹni tó bá ti join wípé entire family ẹ̀ pé wọn ò ní tòṣì kíní kan àwọn máa ètò ọ̀fẹ́ ètò ìlera gbogbo nǹkan tó wọ́n gbogbo ẹ̀ làwọn máa provide fún everybody àti àwọn ará ìlú.
Níbo lẹ tún bulẹ̀ fún àti camouflage?
Àwọn náà kó fún wa ibi tí a dé sí ibẹ̀ náà ti kó everything fún wa. Mi ì mọ àdúgbò yẹn torí mo kì í ṣọmọ Ìbàdàn.
Àwọn ọmọ olúwo ni ẹ?
Ìgbọ̀rà mo ti wá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Kọ́lẹ́sẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹnìkan kan wọn torí pé mi ì mọ̀ wọ́n rí bí mo ṣe wọ́n ṣe jókòó. Mò ń ti ibì kan bọ̀. Mo lo oríta mẹ́rin. Wọ́n lọ ra oúnjẹ àtọmọ mi. Ọmọ mi náà wà ń bí. Ìgbà tá à ń bọ̀ wá wọ́n sọ pé wọ́n ti declare Yoruba nation pé ọ wà lórí sẹ́ẹ̀tì ńlá. Èmi kan pẹ̀lú ọmọ yẹn lájọ yabẹ̀ pé ńgbà tá a tún béèrè gan lọ́wọ́ ọlọ́pàá láti béèrè pé wọ́n ń gbọ́ ń bo ni wọ́n ti ń ṣe declaration Yoruba nation. Ohun tí màá rí náà ni pé ọlọ́pàá yẹn kàn rọ fáńdù mi pé kí wọ́n gbé mi. Mi ì mọ ohun tí mo ṣe ní aṣọ mi tí mo wọ̀ ń bẹ nínú wardrobe àwọn ọlọ́pàá ní Ìyágànkú ní àdúgbò tí a wà. Wọ́n mú àwọn ìwé pélébé kan wá. Wọ́n sọ pé Yorùbá nation ti máa wáyé. Níbẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti fún wa ní èmi gẹ́gẹ́ ni wọ́n fún kì í ṣọmọ. Mo dẹ̀ kó lọlé pé wọ́n ní ẹgbẹ́ Yorùbá ti ní nation báyìí o pé kódà àìríjẹ àìrímu yóò lọlẹ̀ o. Ohun tí wọ́n kó lé mi lọ́wọ́ ni o. A gbọ́ pé wọ́n ṣe nǹkan yẹn ní secretariat lọ́jọ́ yẹn. Ìgbà táwa wà kúrò ní ibi tá a lọ èrò ọkàn tèmi ni pé káfẹsẹ̀ kan yabẹ̀. Ńgbà tá a sì yà náà ọlọ́pàá gan ni mo lọ béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ pé níbo ni wọ́n ti.
Let me help you. So the story there for those interviewed, the first two, that young man and that young lady, they came from Igbuora in the same Oyo state. Igbuora, like going on to that Lanlate, Igboho and all those areas. And according to them, they do not really know themselves. But they were told to assemble in Ibadan because they were going to declare Yoruba nation. So when they got to Ibadan, they were taken to a place where they were given bulletproof vest, gun and all of those things they were caught with. So when they entered the government house, he said they started hearing gunshots, but the gunshot was too much that they told them not to run, that it is under the law, that if they don't shoot back, the army won't shoot them or the police won't shoot them, that there are cameras. But the gunshot was so much that he had to run. That was when they caught him in the bush and he was shot in the leg. The lady said she finished her secondary school. She has no job or anything doing. And when they approached her, they said they are about to declare Yoruba nation, that all this poverty will soon be over. They will give money to people and all of that kind of, right? And she was planning to go and join Air Force. She went to pick up the form to join the Air Force, Nigeria Air Force. But she was told that instead of joining the Nigerian Air Force, why don't you join the Yoruba Air Force? The moment the declaration is made, all this problem will be over. And according to her too, they were taken to a place when they arrived in Ibadan. She doesn't live in Ibadan. So they took her to a place and they gave them all these things they put on, because they believed that Yoruba nation has been declared. And they were only just there to carry out an order of the new government. The old man, well, according to him, that is not the first time, okay? Because according to him, right, he seemed to have come or had an encounter with the people who were sharing flyers about the declaration of Yoruba nation. Also, the two people who spoke earlier, they said, because Yoruba nation has been declared since November 2022, and this one is just reclamation or something, I don't know, something like that. Like they just went there to go and effect the new nation. And they were told that nothing is going to happen to them. So the old man said he just went out to buy food, even though he's lying, okay? And this is how I know he's lying. Initially, he said he was just going out to buy food with his son. And then he heard that they are declaring Yoruba nation at the secretariat. So he decided to come and check if that is true. So the first person he approached was a police officer. He didn't know. And he was asking them, is it true that the Yoruba nation is being declared today? And he was arrested. Meanwhile, in his own statement, he said he's met with them probably a day or so before, that they gave him flyer that he took home to show to his son and show to his family, that they said that all of our suffering, all of this poverty will be over, because now that they have declared Yoruba nation. He didn't know it was all like, you know. And I will continue to ask you, how could anybody think this was actually right if you think you are not mad? How? I'll leave it at that. In Okwama, we have now been told categorically, in fact, factually, that the Okwama people did not kill those 17 Nigerian soldiers. Those 17 Nigerian soldiers were not there on the order of their own superior. They were bunkerers doing bunkering, working for Tompolo. And the reason why the military want to kind of cover it up, after the massacre and the killings of people, well, it's not just the military that are trying to cover it up. Even the civilian governors too. In their effort, after killing over 100 people in Okwama, accusing them of killing soldiers, they went on to other communities, including in Bayelsa. And according to them, they were looking for the ringleader of a militant group. We didn't know that before they told us the Okwama people killed those soldiers. Until tomorrow, their news media continue to say Okwama people killed those soldiers, even when there are no weapons or anything. How could they? Well, it was a fight between two. One is a cartel that has now been legitimized by the criminal establishment and government of Nigeria, Tompolo. And there's this another guy who is also into bunkering, using the Okwama waterway as his own base. So they said that Tompolo, despite all of his weapons, the weapons Nigeria allowed him to buy for the protection of Nigeria pipelines. I mean, Tompolo's group have arrested the vessel on the IC before by showing to all of us that they've arrested the vessels who are selling crude oil in Niger Delta. Meanwhile, that's exactly what they do. But it's not stealing when they take the oil, and they do not want any rivalry. Not wanting rivalry is the reason why what happened in Okwama happened. Those soldiers were not even killed in Okwama. those soldiers were taken by this. I mean, listen to this. So they said, despite Tompolo's weaponry, this guy is not a small fry. He gave Tompolo a run for his own money. So Tompolo now resorted into using his connection, his power, his influence in the Nigerian corrupt military. So the soldiers were on hand to come and carry out a criminal act of using the military to suppress your rival in an illegal, shady, oil-stealing business. So Kwama people were just to be the ones they want to possibly use as the soft targets. It went well for a while. I don't think it's going to go on forever, but it is Nigeria. It is a crime scene. Maybe it will. Here, I won't go check the name of the guy. I'm coming out. There is a name, so I'm going to go look for the name for the sake of this video. All right. So according to this journalist investigation, there is, listen to this word, Tompolo is known as a Polo government. That's Tompolo. But you see this other guy that has been showing Tompolo. It's not showing Tompolo any shege. He's stealing the crude oil, doing bunkering. Tompolo is stealing the crude oil, doing bunkering. But he is with the government, collecting 4 billion naira security money every month from the Nigerian government. But stealing is still there, stealing crude oil. So this guy is called Amangbeng. Yeah, that's his name. Amangbeng. Amangbeng. I don't know. So this Amangbeng guy is not connected to the Nigerian government. So therefore, Tompolo called the military to help him and make it look like official. Kill the guy and stop him from being my rival. When the 17 military personnel went there, a lieutenant colonel, 2 majors, and others, about they smoke them like suya. I told you, those guys, they are not nobody's hero. They are criminals. I'm so sorry if you are their family, okay? That's the truth. Oh. They won't tell you what or how your family members died. They were killed by the oil bunkerer that is a rival to the person who was paying them money. That is why a lieutenant colonel with that title, you go enter and use Tompolo's boats, not even Nigerian boats, because if they have to use Nigerian gunboats, the Nigerian Navy boats, they would have to sign that the boats were released and they were dispatched to Okwama. So the Nigerian military didn't go with Nigerian boats. They went with Tompolo's boats. And it didn't take time before they smoked. And you could tell, those who killed them, they first disarmed them, took them into a place, and tortured them, okay? Like they killed them like ordinary people, no be soldiers. They tortured them, they now beheaded them. They buried their heads elsewhere. They buried their bodies elsewhere. Okwama people didn't do that. But Okwama people have been killed by the Nigerian army as a cover-up. Listen to the governor of Bayelsa State, Diri, sending warning to the people, the community, where the suspected militant leader, Amangbeng, was traced to, when the Nigerian army said their investigation now cut across about 3 states. They are hiding something from you. And for this guy, is helping them to ensure that it will never see the light of the day. See the one he gave to the community that lost about 70 people to the Nigerian soldiers because of what they said happened in Okwama. Diri.
They must stay at home to lead the people. And any traditional ruler that is not found at his base, I will promptly remove that traditional ruler. And for me, and my advice to the military is that they must painstakingly investigate.
Nuisance lele.
absolute nuisance. But it is Nigeria. See him sweating. Oh, I'm doing my work to solve the problem. See as I am sweating. Any royal father, any traditional ruler who does not stay at home will remove you. But that's it. Just pretty much like people are at the mercy of their killers. But you should know, Okwama people did not kill those soldiers.